Hey there, happy Monday. Welcome to our Monday Mom Chat. It is Monday evening, 9:02. I was close to being on time. I have one kid that is still refusing to go to sleep. And my kids are pretty good at early bedtimes. They're not the best sleepers in the world, but we do stick with our early bedtimes around here. So somebody else, please tell me that your kids are still awake and refusing to go to sleep like mine. So hubby's in charge for a minute here because I got that one that was she's just hanging on. She thinks she's like gonna stay awake and party. So anyways, that's how I got here 2 minutes late, but great to be here tonight with you. If you haven't been here before and it's your first time being here, or maybe you're catching the replay later on our Facebook page or on YouTube, I am Katie and I am one of the literacy ladies. Krista is my the other literacy lady, one of my besties and my business partner, and Krista and I are teachers and moms and friends, and we started our business years and years ago as a way to help support kids further by supporting their families. So we support parents as you help your kids learn, and we do that in a lot of different ways, but one of them by providing the literacy camp. So we provide a summer camp space for families to send their kids in person when we have that, or there's a virtual option for families this year. And we've also got other parent resources and things that we share with you, and tons of free content. So if you are hanging out with us here on our Facebook page, we've got a Monday Mom Chat here for you every Monday night where we share tips with you. We do not know everything, of course. We love to learn from our community that hangs out with us here too, but as teachers who have spent time really digging deep as reading specialists into what we believe helps kids the most in the area of reading and literacy, and then seeing how that has impacted our parenting, we want to just be able to share ideas with you and strategies to help you help your kids learn. And it truly takes a village. We just want to be a part of yours. So come hang out with us every Monday here. We'll share tips with you. Our blog also has lots and lots of resources for families. And if you have not picked up our free parent guide, we do have a free parent guide. It's called 9 Steps to Keep Your Kids Busy and Learning While You Work. Or it's perfect for those of you maybe that are stay-at-home moms or homeschool families, or whatever kind of, the abundance of situations everybody's got going on. It's truly just all of our best tips to get your kids learning independently that we threw into one beautiful, I say threw, but Krista made it look all fabulous, 9-page guide that you can just print off, have on your fridge, ready to go. It is filled with ideas that you can use all summer long or all year round to help your kids learn. And that's the best place to kind of gather all of our tips for free in one spot. So you can get that at theliteracyladies.net. I'll put a link to it in the comments or the description here as well. And yeah, you can find it pretty easily on our website. You can also find it easily. We share it often in our Facebook group. So if you're not a part of our Facebook group already, that's another great place that we hang out with parents to share ideas with each other. And it's a really fun, great community of other moms sharing ideas there often as well. So you can find that if you just type in the Literacy Ladies for Parents of Elementary Kids. You can find that Facebook group and come join us there too. So anyways, that's a bit of us in a nutshell, but thanks for being here. Hey, if you are here or even watching later on the replay, will you say hello in the comments and share with us, what is the weather like where you are? We have had the craziest, weirdest Michigan weather around here. We've had like tornado warnings and rain, and then super hot and sunny. So just for fun, say hi in the comments. Tell us what's the weather like in your area. Tonight for our Monday Mom Chat, if you've read the description, we're going to share some book ideas with you. We're here tonight to share a summer reading list. We have shared many of those if you're like, wait, did they do that already? But again, we have been sharing them in lots of different ways to be as helpful as possible to lots of different families. So we've got a first grade summer reading list, a kindergarten summer reading list if you haven't grabbed that already, a general elementary summer reading list. And tonight I'm going to share with you summer reading lists that we've organized by genre for you. So why did we do that? Lots of different reasons, but it's really interesting if you are trying to encourage a reluctant reader, or even get kids that you already have that love reading to kind of just keep going to that next level, to think about what kind of books they are reading. And so it's interesting to reflect on what kind of books do you have in your house? What kind of books do you regularly check out from the library? Or what kind of books do you feel like are missing? And maybe even think about how to expose our kids to all kinds of different genres, and they might find something that they love that they didn't know they loved before. And if you've got a kiddo that is just, you know, in love with nonfiction books, and you just want to check out those nonfiction books from the library every time, we are totally cool with that too, because we want to just get kids reading, because we really believe that's going to make an impact for them. So for lots of different reasons, we've got a reading list laid out for you, perfect summer reading list. We picked out books specifically we thought you would love for summertime, and then we organized it by genre. I'll tell you what genres they're organized in just so you know when you look at it. But we've organized them specifically by fiction stories. I know, like there's a billion of those, but fiction stories that encourage a love for reading. That's our thing. And so we purposely pulled out fiction books that are going to help your kids grow or develop a love for reading. We've got a list of books there. We've got a list of summer reading suggestions, kids that have books, for your kids that like funny books. So we've got a list of funny books. I'm looking so I don't forget, you guys. Yep, that's a favorite for sure. Those are the ones that are the favorites at my house. My son loves the funny books. We've got a list of poetry books because we don't do that often enough, but kids love poetry. And sometimes they're hard to find really good ones for the young kiddos. So list of great poetry books you might want to check out from the library. And also, let's see, there's a whole bunch of them. Nonfiction for sure. Definitely, we want to make sure that we're reading lots of nonfiction with our kids, and most of us don't do that often enough, myself included. So it's good to be really intentional about that too. So we've got a whole list for you up on the blog, genre organized list. I just grabbed a few. This is a small stack from the larger list that's there for you, and I'll put a link to that in the comments or the description here for you as well. But I'm going to go through just a few of them with you so that you have some ideas, and maybe you want to jot them down and put them in your next library order to pick up for free, or go check them out in the library next time you're there, or grab the Amazon links in our blog post and throw them in your Amazon cart. Most of them are pretty cheap too if you're looking to grow a home library and get a few more books in your home. Here we go. I'm starting with the poetry books, or a couple of them from my list. This one is called Old Elm Speaks, and it is by Christine O'Connell George. It's a really beautiful poetry book. I know it's not perfect when you're looking in the video here, but really beautiful illustrations, and they're all obviously poetry poems that are about nature and the outdoors, and so they're perfect for summertime and for exploring outside, reading them outside, or talking about, being outdoors. Even great for encouraging your kiddos to write their own poems after they read these. So really, really beautiful poetry, great language. Kids of all ages will love this one, and parents, I think, will love it too. So it's called Old Elm Speaks, and they're all tree poems that you would enjoy. So that's a good one to grab for some poetry with your kids, and that's specifically nature focused. Here's another one, sticking with the nature theme. We gotta get outdoors this summer, right? This one is called A Leaf Can Be. It's organized more like a picture book. It is by Laura Purdy Salas. Hopefully I said her name correctly. So it's written more, it reads kind of more like a picture book, a format that your kiddos are going to be familiar with, but again, really beautiful language in here, and a lot of opportunities for kids to think about vocabulary, because it's talking about all the different things that a leaf can be. A leaf can be a mouth filler, and you can see the giraffe, it's eating the leaves there, or a ground warmer, and then you can have conversation about the leaves that have fallen and are on the ground. So those are just some examples, but really, really great fun language in here, and great little figurative language lesson that you can have with that one. A Leaf Can Be, that's a fun, easy one. All right, I think, one more poetry book I have here. This one's called A Pocket Full of Poems, and that one is by Nikki Grimes. There's some really great summer poems in here as well, or this one's a spring poem, but they're all like separate poems in there as well. It's a poetry collection, similar to this first one that is a poetry collection as well. So Nikki Grimes' A Pocket Full of Poems. That's one that you'll want to check out from the library as well. All right, I'm going to move into a small stack that I have for you that are nonfiction books. So just a couple actually that I have here. There's a larger list on the blog, but a couple nonfiction books. Again, nature. We know you want to be outside this summer. Tell Me Tree. This is a really fun one. Tell Me Tree, especially for kiddos that are really interested in nature or in nonfiction. It says all about trees for kids. It's by Gail Gibbons. Gail Gibbons, if you don't know her as an author, is like the best author for children's books, nonfiction, like nonfiction children's books. She's got them all. So this one is set up, you can see it really can teach your kids so many different things about nonfiction with like the labels and captions and really great illustrations. And so it's a great nonfiction book of all kinds of different trees. So you could read this book together, go out and look for the different leaves, different trees, see if you can identify them. You could go on a hike. There's a world of different activities you could do with this book, or you could just read it. I mean, you don't have to make things complicated, parents, right? Some of you are like, I don't want to plan all those things. Just read the book. That's cool too. But it's a really great nonfiction read called Tell Me Tree by Gail Gibbons. Here's my next nonfiction one. My kiddos love this one, even my littlest one, because she loves the pictures. It's called Elephants, Amazing Animals, Elephants. It's a scholastic book, and this one is by Kate Riggs, and this one has all real photographs. So it's interesting to have the conversation, if you haven't, with your kiddos when you're looking at nonfiction books, between illustrations and photographs. A lot of times our kids use those words interchangeably when they're looking at books, and that's something like little teacher tip that teachers help students to recognize when they're looking at nonfiction, the difference between photographs, so real photographs, and illustrations. So this is a nonfiction book that's filled with real photographs, and they are beautiful photographs and really great nonfiction text. Mine's falling apart. It's well loved. That's what I call it. When the books have just been used so much, the pages are falling right out. But this is definitely one that you'll want to check out from the library or throw in your Amazon cart. This is the cheap one, I think. So it is Amazing Animals, Elephants by Kate Riggs. If you're typing this one into Amazon, well, you can grab the link from our blog or your library order. There are like a billion books titled Elephants. So you'll want to grab that author named Kate Riggs to make sure that you get this one because it's really good. All right, I'm gonna go into, let's see, I'll do this one quickly. This is on our list of books that help kids to love reading or to get excited about a library. And I know we've talked about this one before. So Library Lion is one of our favorites. And that one is by Michelle Knudsen. And about a lion that visits the library. It's just absolutely adorable and lovely in all the ways, but I know we've talked about it a lot. So that one's on our list. Library Lion. If you haven't gotten that one yet, you're gonna wanna do that. And these are my funny books. So 2 books that are on my funny book list that are gonna make your kids giggle. And actually another one I don't have here that I should tell you about too, making your kids giggle, is the book with no pictures. If you haven't done that one before, that one is really funny. Kids will like roll with laughter over that one. And then I think our list actually says Diary of a Spider, but the one I had at my house that I just grabbed was Diary of a Worm. And that is by, oh my goodness, Doreen Cronin. So Diary of a Worm, they are, all these books, Diary of a Worm, Diary of a Spider, I think there are several of them. They're fiction stories, obviously, but they have like nonfiction facts inside of them. They like teach you about a worm's life. And then of course, like lots of silly things that are not real or nonfiction are woven in there. And they're written kind of like a diary entry with the date. And then it's, your kids get to experience voice because it's the worm that is talking in the story or the spider that's talking in Diary of a Spider. And they say all kinds of hilarious things. So Diary of a Worm or Diary of a Spider, those are both by Doreen Cronin, and they are books that your kids will love. They're so funny, and also they're great ones to encourage journal writing too. So if you're trying to get your kiddos to write more this summer, these would be great ones to read and then talk about how they set up a journal with the date. And sometimes, you know, the worm or the spider writes like just a couple sentences that are really silly, and then how your kids could try that out as well. So it's another good one for encouraging writing. And then last one, I'm sure you've probably heard of, but it's too wonderful not to mention, and that's The Day the Crayons Quit. There are a few of these, I think now. It's kind of become a series. But The Day the Crayons Quit, and it goes through all the different colors, all the different color crayons in the book, and they talk about why they're quitting and leaving the crayon box forever, and it's very dramatic and funny, and your kids will giggle a lot. Okay, so The Day the Crayons Quit, if you haven't read that one with your kiddos. You'll notice a couple of these are longer books. They are not too long for littles. You just want to read like 1 page a day, and some of them are a great setup to be able to do that. So if you're reading The Day the Crayons Quit, you could even put a bookmark in and just read about 1 crayon a night as you're doing bedtime stories. Almost like an introduction to how it would feel to read a chapter book. But it's obviously a picture book that's super engaging, The Day the Crayons Quit. So that's on our list of funny books. There are so many more. I'll make sure that I put a link in the comments here to the blog post that details all of our best summer read-alouds or reading list books to put on your list to read with your kids. And those are all listed in the blog. So you don't have to remember. Hopefully you didn't take notes. You can just go right to that blog. I'll put the link in and you can grab them all there. So I hope you found a couple that you will enjoy. I see a couple people hopping on now, so you guys watch the replay. I shared several books that I think you're gonna love. And again, you can grab them at the link in the blog post as well. All right, hey, that's it for my list of books to share with you tonight. If you haven't signed up for Virtual Literacy Camp yet, make sure that you do that. We've got a whole nother list of books that we have handpicked to read to your kids. So as I was just sharing all of these fun ideas for how you can grab the good books, read them to your kids, do the fun activities and the nature walks and all the things that I just shared with you. Those are great ideas, and we hope you do them all if it's helpful to you. But we also want to do some of that stuff for you because we know your hands are already full. So go sign up for Virtual Literacy Camp, and we're going to give the reading lessons, the writing lessons, an entire week's worth of content, you guys, that's planned out for you. It is not sit in front of a screen consumption. That's not what Virtual Literacy Camp is. We're going to give you breakfast ideas, lunch ideas, snack ideas that are all planned out, fun things, ways for you to engage in learning with your kids, printable activities for your kids to work on independently. After their reading and writing lessons, they're encouraged to then go read and write independently with real books and write with real authentic purpose. So those video lessons are great introductions to then the real learning and also more learning that comes after it. So Virtual Literacy Camp is sold per household. So if you've got several kiddos, it's designed for K through 5th. They're all gonna love it. It's designed to be differentiated and to be shared among the household. So you just grab one, your whole household gets to use it. Let us know if you have any questions. You can find all that information on literacyLadies.net as well. And we hope to see some of your kids this summer at Virtual Literacy Camp. It's live. It's already up and live. So we have families that are doing it and loving it and enjoying it. So if you go purchase it today, it'll be in your inbox in 10 minutes and you can use it tomorrow. So, all right, have a wonderful evening and happy reading.